I'll go off of this a little bit. Dennis says he wants to wait to hear the local news in the morning. Dennis is a Louisville guy. That's where he spots the wise guy over bet horse. So off of this, Aaron, who do you think is going to be that classic wise guy over bet horse that you want nothing to do with?
Well, okay, the last sentence kind of threw me off, but the wise guy, no doubt. Honestly, I won't have him on a ticket. And if you want to talk a horse I'm scared about, it's Charge It. 1,000% the wise guy horse is going to be Charge It. Here's why. When you see him, you're going to go, holy hell. This is a beautiful, beautiful horse. He looks the part. He ran erratically, but boy, did he run big in the Florida Derby. It's going to be Charge It. He is going to get hyped. You can always tell the people that work in the national media that just watch races at their own track and nowhere else. I've seen 3 or 4 DRF guys, or like one based in Louisiana, one that's based in California, and they saw Charge It on track galloping in the morning show that Churchill Downs does yesterday, and they're like, oh my God, look at this horse. It's like, yeah, we've seen him a few times. We did a video on him. We know, we were watching the Florida Derby when they were showing the post or the pre-race. We're like, holy shit, look at this horse. He's the one that's going to turn all the heads. Trust me on that. He's going to become the wise guy horse. It's just a matter of, can he iron out some of his problems? And quite frankly, can he improve from a speed figure standpoint in the Kentucky Derby? Because he's going to have to. That's the big thing. But he is absolutely going to impress everybody that watches him over the next, 10 days.
JL brings up that's his sleeper pick. Horse is crazy raw, very capable of laying down and falling asleep on the backstretch. Listen, I think the horse has got a lot of potential. I think people like us were thinking maybe a Belmont. We're projecting he needs another start here, maybe iron out some of that greenness. Jared, what about you? Is Charge It a horse for you that you're worried about it all, or that you think is going to be the wise guy over bet horse?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because even like you watch him and you look at him, and he just is amazing to look at. He really is. He looks like a freak, and I agree. Like Christopher, like that was not an impressive end of that race at all.
Look at
it,
like
yeah, he's all over the place.
And I know that kind of probably helped Somich kind of go away a little bit from Wide Barrio, because you start to look at that Florida circuit a little bit and you're like, yeah, that was pretty slow when they came home, and he still couldn't get by, plus the greenness, but he does have the pletcher. He does have, I've been saying this all along, and I still stand by it. I feel like I know how the story is going to go. Like he's going to run semi like this in the Derby, where he's going to run going to show some signs of like, oh, Belmont, that's the Belmont horse. That's what you're going to see. So I don't really expect him to run poorly, because I do think he's got a ton of talent. I just think there's way too, like Halterman said, he's going to have to increase his buyers. He's going to have to do things all for the first time in the Kentucky Derby. And now I get it. I did a video both on Taba and on why Charge It couldn't win. And I get there's some comparisons there, like similar, like very lightly raced and, doing those things for the first time. But when you watch Charge It's Florida Derby and Taba's Santa Anita Derby, they don't look anything alike. One looks like he was making his 10th start, and one would look like he was making his first start. And that, to me, is the biggest difference. You just watch them run. One's extremely green, one's not. And Charge It just seems way too green, and going to be asking a lot of new things from him on the first Saturday in May. And that, to me, is enough for me to play against.
Mike, you've been nodding your head a lot. Is Charge It the same answer for you as well?
Well, I think Charge It is definitely going to be one of the wise guy horses. If I could set odds on the horse most likely to get a shit trip, Charge It would be the favorite in the race for me, just because of how funky he is sometimes out of the gate. We saw him at the backstretch literally just kind of doze off. He had to be really worked over around the far turn, and then he had the weaving in and out of the stretch. There's just so many things that could go wrong in a 20-horse field for a horse that is that green and had that many issues in a race with 8 that I would – I expect Charge It to be a trip trouble horse that's going to get hit the next race after the Derby as well, because he's going to get a better trip in that spot. I think Crown Pride is going to be the most overbet horse in the second, third, and fourth spots in the exotics. We've already started to see people talk about Crown Pride and how awesome this horse is looking on the track, and how Japan is dominating everywhere because of what happened over in the Middle East this year and what happened at the Breeders' Cup last year. 50-1 on the future board in Derby Pool 5, bet down to 24-1 to win the race. This horse is maybe as low as like 5 or 6 to 1 when you look at the money that flows in from a superfecta and trifecta standpoint. People are thinking they're going to get a bomb, and it's going to be one of the most overbet horses underneath.
He is a very intriguing horse because, again, you've got the Japanese connections, the success that they're having. There's a good chance that Japan could send a different horse over, maybe for the turf. And especially if you see Japan win or get second or third in one of those big races on the undercard, this horse is going to get just absolutely hammered. Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. I think that Crown Pride is the answer for this one. But some interesting ones I see. Pioneer of Medina, Curtis Manlow brings up as making a strong case for the Wise Guy horse. Mm-hmm. If he gets in, poor Pioneer Medina's connections, he's out, he's in, he's out, he's in. They can't figure out what is going on with him in that spot.
This has been a presentation of RacingDudes.com, your destination for all things horse racing and sports betting. Whether you want free winners, expert insider picks, up-to-the-minute trackside weather reports, or podcasts and videos for bettors of all skill levels. Never make another wager without visiting the Racing Dudes. First,